Our new voice actor for both Mario and Luigi is Kevin Afghani, as was announced by Mr. Afghani on X a few weeks back. We surmised that Nintendo knew that the game had been the street date for Super Mario Brothers Wonder was broken. They knew that some people already had the game in their hands, and they knew that data miners would get into it and the game would get leaked and all that information would come out. So they say, again, speculation. We thought Nintendo was like, hey, go ahead. You can announce that you're Mario and Luigi, because they were like, people are going to find out anyway now. All speculation. But the gang over at Wired talked to, I believe it was Wired. Yes, talked to Doug Bowser. And they were like, hey, Mario and Luigi, kind of a big deal that they got new voice actors. And the guy was announced as a new voice actor, but there wasn't much fanfare. Like, you guys didn't really do anything big. Like, what's going on? And Bowser had this to say. Quote, we want people to enjoy the gameplay experience. And if they enjoyed the voice behind the gameplay experience, that's what's most important to us. Not necessarily highlighting Mario's actor.
The game is fun.
So I don't know. You could read into that a whole bunch of ways. That's pretty much any statement. But very Nintendo to be like, we don't really care about the people behind the scenes getting their names out there. We want people to enjoy the game. And if they enjoyed the game or the work of the voice actors, that's great. Because what we want is for them to enjoy the game first, and the other stuff is superfluous. It's a very Nintendo thing to say. Like, they like labor for art. They put the art out there, and if people enjoy it, that's what matters. So I get that. But on the other side, it's like that Charles Martinet got a little too big for his britches. Name got out there a little bit too much. We're going to get rid of him and get some other guy.
I didn't even read it like that, but that's an interesting way to read it.
It's my own interpretation. But
oh, no.
You
really?
would seem like...
There's no way.
No, I don't think so. But really, the counterpoint is it's a new voice of Mario. It deserves a little bit of fanfare.
It should be a big deal. Yeah, it should be kind of a big deal. I mean, they made a bigger deal over Chris Pratt voicing him in the movie than this was.
Yes, and I'm guessing that's because of Universal. I can't imagine Nintendo would have been like, we got to get Pratt out in front of this. Because Nintendo was probably like, oh, God, when people find out it's Chris Pratt. But, in reality, I lean more towards Nintendo doing what Bowser said, where they're like, we care more about the experience and people enjoying it. And if they like it, that's what matters to us. But I still think Nintendo could have done a little more rather than letting the voice actor himself tweet about it or X about it and leaving it at that. Like, do so. Like, I don't care if you put one tweet out on your official Twitter account or your X account. Be like, here he is, everybody, the new voice of Mario and Luigi, Kevin Afghani, and then that's it.
I mean, I think they should have had, a giant party and had like Martinet give a golden Mario cap to Kevin, and have it be like a passing of the torch or something. I mean, it's a little overkill, but it should be that kind of special. I'm not saying do it with every character ever, but Mario's a big deal.
Yeah, you would think so. But then again, like, it is very Nintendo to do it the way they did it. Because, only us dorks and nerds know that, like, Martinet was the voice of Mario. And, like, we know who Miyamoto is and all that. Like, the general public that interacts with the Mario game doesn't care. They're just like, they don't think, maybe they'd play the game and be like, Mario sounds different, but maybe they wouldn't too. Or to a greater point, they don't care. Like, they're not even thinking about it. So, it's just for the dorks online. And I'm one of those dorks. Don't get me wrong. I think he should have gotten a little more attention. I understand Nintendo's approach, but still, I really do think they could have done something a little bit more. But they did it a very Nintendo way. I'm not saying the way they did it is wrong. I'm saying it's not the way I would have done it, but I don't run $1 billion company. So what do I know? Kuribo says they are also aware of how toxic the internet would be. So I prefer a low-key reveal. I think Kevin's work on Super Mario Wonder is great. That's also a good point. The internet is toxic, and maybe they were like, we don't want, because if Nintendo announced it and whatever, they would have went to this guy's profile and been like, you stole Martinet's job. I'm going to kill you, and your family deserves to die. That's
another
true,
great point. I didn't even think of that either, and that should have been the first thing thinking of.
You are exactly right. it's the first thing I should have thought of. I don't know why I didn't think of that aspect too, but yes,
because obviously people are gonna. Because I mean, all that voice actor stuff that we've been talking about has
Yeah.
been nothing but trouble.
So I guess maybe Nintendo considered all of these avenues, and they were like, the best thing to
Yeah.
do is not do anything at all. And I guess that's true. They're like, Mr. Afghani, they're gonna know when they play the game, but if you want them to know before, it's yours to run with. And then yeah, I guess so. I don't know. There's all kinds of NDAs and deals signed that we don't know the details of either. So who knows? But all these things are good to consider. All of them are speculation. The only thing we know for a fact is what Bowser said. So you could also read that and take it as the complete explanation. You got everything you want. So I don't know. But
I don't know. either.
fans, kind-hearted fans, believe Mr. Afghani deserved a little bit more. So